Hey everyone, Maury Curtis Dunbar here. Welcome back to Painted Studio. Today we are working on Christmassy, crafty, fun cutouts. I did a couple lives on different things yesterday on Renee Holder's page, Two Chatty Chicks Teaching Eclectic Creations. We created this fun guy, and we did our little Santa snowy cutouts. So I thought I'd come back here and do similar finishes, different colors, different words, different fun things. So I'm not going to babble too long. So we're going to hop into projects pretty quickly. I do want to remind everybody, we have Black Friday coming up. I have not said anything, but we're going to have a special sale going. There will be gift with purchase set up for certain items. There will also be some items specifically on sale just for Black Friday through Cyber Monday weekend. So I'm not telling you what yet, because I'm still determining what needs to go on sale or what should go on sale and what all our little surprise giveaways will be. So as we hop down into things now, I want to cover our cutouts. All right, so I'm going to flip the camera down. Hey Kay, nice to see you here. We got the camera down. I'm going to bring some light down here. We are in forever the effort of trying to get better light for you all, and sometimes we're good, sometimes we're not. So we got that there. This word says peace. Now I picked this up Dollar Tree. Yeah, Dollar Tree was literally $1. And if you look close, this is the back of it, but nice thing about holding these cutouts, you can see the back, you see what it says, which is peace. Now I will paint the back. I did that on our other one. You can see. I just didn't do it today because I wanted to show you what this stuff looks like up close. And if you look at it, it looks like super thick cardboard, which is pretty much what it is. It's pressed chipboard with wood pulp and fibers in it. So what I had done with this is I painted it with our Faux Effects black set coat. Then I put a full layer of Artsy foil adhesive on it, and it's been sitting drying for several hours now so that we can move on to our next step. And that is exactly what I did on this one. So we're going to do a different color story on this one, so it's going to look a little different in the end, but we're going to get there. If you want to see the original that I did with the piece that's in the silvers and blues, check out our Two Chatty Chicks Teaching Eclectic Creations, or please head over to our YouTube channel for Painted Studio, and we upload all our videos over there. And while they may not all be up there right away, they all get uploaded over there. So I'm going to take a piece of our magenta foil. And this is not a fabric-friendly foil, just so you know. And I clip a little piece of that. Set it over to the side. And foils, for those not familiar, have a pretty side and a not pretty side. And it is always the not pretty side that goes towards the adhesive. So I'm just taking this, crumpling it up a little bit, and we're going to pounce. Boing, boing. Very lightly. I am not trying to get 100% coverage. I just want a lot of pink on here because we're going to fill it in with some other colors too. And when you run out of color to release, you open up the foil, re-crunch it, and come back in, and you can find more usable foil. Yay! Now that's very pink, but I'm not done with that yet. We're going to release a little red as well. I happen to have extra of this because I had a funny piece come off of my roll, and I'm doing the same thing. So again, this is not a fabric-friendly foil, but it is a really nice, bright candy apple red. Now this is pretty red and pink right now. And this in itself, I could top coat this and just take it for the finish that this is, because this is really pretty just as it is, but that's not what I'm doing. I am taking some holographic gold. This is not plain gold, this is holographic gold because, you know, we're coming up on the holidays and I had to go just a little extra disco on a few things. I am a child of the disco age. I was not an adult of the disco age, although I have grown up to it. I got into Studio 54 when I was about 16 years old. They didn't care back then. They just wanted girls, young women around looking great in the club. All right, so I'm gonna smooth this over. Now this is a fabric-friendly foil, just so you know. You can usually tell by looking at the back. Fabric-friendly foils tend to be whitish on the back, but every foil that you order from us is noted on our website whether it's fabric-friendly or not. We don't want you to have to guess. I'm gonna take my little scrubber. I get these at Home Depot. They're called nail brushes, but these are stiffer than most nail brushes. They're almost like a little floor scrub brush. And I'm gonna scrub all the way up to, but not on the edge. Specifically because I don't want a seam right here. So I will foil close to that, but I leave a soft blurred edge there so that I can foil this part and there won't be a seam. And peel that back. So as much as we thought all that pink and gold were on there, once you lay another layer of foil, you can see that it's very, very fine on there. It is nowhere near as opaque as it looked before. Let's get in there, get that little spot there. Set that piece to the side. So again, we've got a really pretty, very subtle pink and red and gold finish on here. There's my gold. I got a little spot that I just want to put a little more foil on because there was a little chunk of something sitting there. There we go. And that was pretty cool, but that was there's a reason I put that pink and red on. Why? To get it like this one, we have another layer to do. And what we used yesterday, if I can find it on there, is we used our, sorry, I'm looking at the name upside down, our silver blue ice foil. Well, for this one, we're going to use our gold, pink, red disco foil. So I'm gonna pull this back and I left, what did I do? I left a jar, just hang on a second. Because as always, I've set something to the side that I meant to grab for over here. Okie dokie. I almost forgot my other glitter because there is a method to my madness. So the first thing we're going to do is take some of our Artsyville foil adhesive, and this is what Jennifer, if you're familiar with watching her lives, calls a sticky plate. This is my sticky plate. So I just pour a little in here when I need to pour in a plate because this is a very full quart. I don't want to pour off more than I need, and I don't want to cross-contaminate. Now, this is not the jar that the product comes in. If you look at it, it's got my handwriting on it. I poured off a gallon into 4 smaller jars for my use here in the studio. That's not how you receive it. If you order a quart, you get it in a can with a standard paint lid on it. All right, I have this here. So next thing I need is that, a brush, and my little mister bottle. So I'm gonna thin this ever so slightly, 1 to 2%, by misting just a tiny bit of water onto the surface. And you can see that was truly a mist, not a spray. And then I kind of dip my brush into the water, then go into the adhesive, and then go back and forth so it's mixed. I don't want a watery mix. I don't want it to run off of here. But I do want a thin layer. And you can see I'm just going over the surface. Now this looks like it's gonna dull this down badly, but I promise you by the time it dries, you won't notice that. And I am going in with my fingers because this is wet, so I don't want it dribbling down the inner edges. And I'm just coating the whole surface. I'm trying to keep all the brush strokes the same. This is how I applied the paint. This is how I applied the original foil adhesive that got the foil on here. I just want everything to be as consistent as possible. I don't like it when I accidentally end up with crossed over brush strokes, meaning some go this way, some go this way, some go that. It just looks sloppy to me. I prefer a more consistent look. So I keep flipping the light back so that maybe you all can see it a little better. My light likes to kind of, it's on a hinge head on it's a gooseneck lamp, and the locking mechanism up by the lamp doesn't work so well, and so the lamp just kind of goes, it'll be shining in one direction like this, and then it just kind of goes, it falls down. It's an unenthusiastic lamp. I need lamp Viagra. All right, let's get this on here. Yeah, who knew I would actually use lamp and Viagra in the same sentence today? Not where I was going this morning when I woke up, but okay, we got there. Now, I could wait for this to completely dry. I'm not going to. Why? Because I have found personally that glitter adheres better when this is wetter. You can get more stuck on. The surface is a little pliable, it's a little goopy, and that works really nicely for this. So we're gonna take our foil, our glitter, gotta rub my fingertips off because this is going to stick to the tips of my fingers now that I have a little adhesive on them. This is cosmetic grade glitter, this our pink disco. So it's gonna be round. And it's, as it says, cosmetic safe. Now some of our other glitters have a lot of variety and size in this. This one happens to be fairly uniform in its size and just a variety of colors. And I'm just taking it and sprinkling it on. Making sure I've got the disco glitter. I mean, this looks, for a sign, personally, this probably should have said celebrate, not peace, but I really liked the look, so this is the, probably the least peaceful peace sign ever. I just want to get enough glitter on here so that I've got a good representation of plenty of color on it. Of all the colors that we released in the foil, we now have in the glitter. And then we're just going to take a little bit of our soft gold glitter, lamp shine on it. And this one we're going to do it high. I'm taking a little tiny pinch and I'm going up high, like I'm seasoning it, because this helps fine glitter like this disperse really nicely. If you try to do it down close like this, you end up with little patches. Going up high allows you to sprinkle it everywhere. Let's see if I got enough on here. Again, the idea is not to coat it with glitter. I just need it dusted fairly evenly. Okay, and then I can just come back in here with my finger, and my finger's already covered in glitter, so it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to come in here and tap all the glitter down so it stays on here, and once it's dry, it's well adhered and we can top coat it. And because I put such a thin coating on, this will probably be ready for me to put a little coating on in very short order. little spot right there that needed a little glitter. And how cute is that? This is just darling. It's a little less peaceful than it is celebratory, but I still love it. So that's gonna get put to the side. Once it's dry, we can top coat it. Okay, let me scoop up my glitter here. And flip my paper over. Yes, I did just dump all that glitter right on my floor. That's what brooms are for. All right, so the other thing that we did the other day is we were doing our cutouts. Now, we have one that says Noel, we have one that says Mary. Both of these were primed with black set coat, sanded lightly to take down some of the coarseness of the wood. This is very inexpensive. These were 99 cents at Michael's. So once you start painting them, the grain likes to pop. I had to sand it, recoat it just to try to keep the grain under control, but it didn't take very long. And then we applied Artsyville foil adhesive to these two. And I'll show you where we're going. I did this one. Let's turn around so you can see it. This one says Santa, and we're gonna top coat this later on. And then this one says Cheer. And we'll top coat this one later on. So the next one we're going to do is, I think, I had all kinds of stuff sitting right here. So we're gonna do Mary, I think, in what color shall we do Mary? I think we're gonna do Mary in we have Santa in red, so we'll do Mary in the confetti green. I'll take that. Cut a little piece off. I think this is lime confetti. Today, for whatever reason, I can't remember the names of any of the foils, so you're gonna have to work with me. So I'm gonna take it this way, fold it against this, gently wrap it over so it's almost like it's sandwiched. And then I can take it, let me flip this so you can see what I'm doing. I'm taking it to the edge of the table here because then I can press against it without snapping it and scrubbing a little. And then I can turn it over and do the same thing. This was really helpful to have figured out because these cutouts are so thin and you're foiling both sides and they can't, I don't want to snap them because they're a very porous, grainy wood. So it would be easy to snap. So being able to put this to the edge of the table, even though it's on its base, made it more stable for me to scrub it. And it came out just right. Look how cute. I'll turn it this way, Mary, Mary. So look how cute and sparkly that is. Now I'm gonna take a little foil. We'll go over the tops of this. I want the tops. I'm not going to go in each letter. I'm not gonna do that battle. I could if I wanted to. I don't want to. I get tired of foiling inside little tiny places. So I'm just not gonna do that. I'll foil the top edges. Treat it like a cupcake. The top's what's important. Yeah, that's said by the woman who doesn't bake cupcakes. So if I offended a cupcake baker, I apologize. I don't know what I'm talking about with baking cupcakes. I think the last time I baked cupcakes, my son was still in grade school. All right, let's make sure I get all spots I need to get. I just need to turn it this way and check and see if there were any little skip spots up here by the top edges. Pretty good. And this is going to be a somewhat flawed release anyway, because the wood here is so coarse and it's a little rough to the feeling, so you're not going to get a smooth release from the foil like you would if this were a perfectly smooth surface. Check both sides. So that's very cute, just in this Merry, Merry green. And then I need to create the base that we created for the other one, so I'm gonna share how we do that. But yeah, you know what, give me a second. I think I wanna finish foiling the other one first, and then we can do the medium for the bottom all at one time. Now I've done Noel, I've done, let's see, I've done my Noel, I've done my Santa, I've done my Mary, I've done my Cheers, and I have them all backwards too, I think, which was not my goal. I was trying to have them all the right way. And now I just have to pick a color for my Noel. And I think what I really need to do on this one is a silver, don't you? I think a silver color is the most appropriate. That's the one color we haven't done. And of course I don't have a little silver over here, so I gotta go grab a little piece. Hang on just a sec. Let's see. Okay, sorry to take a second. It was on the roll. I wasn't gonna pull it off and cut it. I just cut a little piece and brought it over. We are going to use our silver holographic zigzag, which of course now is all rolled up in a funny way. This is our holographic zigzag pattern. It's nice and silvery, but it's got a lot of sparkle to it, so I think that'll be fun for this. And again, like I did before, I'm folding it up against one side, pressing it down, taking this, setting it down on the edge, folding it over, and then we're going to scrub. Now, I honestly don't know how well my zigzag pattern is. Throw it up here just a little, because I know I'm almost completely out of camera range doing this. I know that I might not get a great release of this zigzag, meaning you might not see the zigzag really clearly because the surface is coarse. Then again, we could have an awesome release and you see lots of zigzag. That's not bad. That's not bad, you guys. You can see the zigzag. That's really cute. Oh, I'm so happy. That came out it came out better than I had hoped, because I have released these foils on some coarse surfaces before and had less successful pattern showing. You get the colors, but you don't see the pattern as well. And all I'm doing right now is just going back over a couple spots that were a little thinly foiled. And I'm flipping it over and checking the other side for the same. Okie dokie. So I've been having an 80s kind of day, thinking about Pat Benatar, Patti Smith, all the old songs that I used to listen to in high school and college, and feeling very nostalgic for music. All right, so like I did with the other ones, I'm just sort of going over the top edges and, if needed, the outer edges to complete the whole thing. I'm not even worried about what direction I do this in, because you're not going to be able to tell squat from the top of this. So, like I said, I'm not going in all of the big cracks and stuff. I'm not going in for all the little openings, not shoving this in everywhere. I just don't have it in me. It's just not what I feel like doing, so I'm not going to. Now, I am working on a contest, a Thanksgiving contest. It will coincide with Black Friday's sale announcement and stuff. I'm still working it all out, so you're just going to have to be patient. Okay, I think I'm almost done. So again, so cute. Look how cute that is. And if you have questions and I'm not seeing them, it's because I'm looking down while I'm working. So be patient with me. I will go back in a few minutes, scroll back, see if there are any other questions, answer them. And if, of course, you're catching this on a replay, post your questions below the video and I will come back and answer them in the comments. Okay, so we're gonna move on to our snow stuff, or crushed ice down on the bottom here. So we have Artsyville glass bead gel, but I wanted something a little bigger, a little more icy looking. And so I got this stuff from Michael's. And what this is, it's decorative stuff. Let's see what it says it is. Decorative filler, so you put it in, obviously you put it in vases and stuff like that. And what, if you look at these up close, let's see if I can get a few out so you might be able to see it up close. They look like little plastic ice cubes, but they're actually round. So what they look like is extruded plastic rods that have been snipped, tiny, tiny, tiny. And they make perfect ice when you mix them with our Artsyville gel medium, which is what I'm about to do right now. Okie dokie, where did my mixing sticks go? And here is my Artsyville gel medium. And it looks like this, and in the container it's white. You can see there's a piece of plastic in there. Whenever I finish using this product, I put plastic all the way down to the surface. It helps keep it from drying out and getting funky. So that's a good tip for anybody, for any canned paint and plaster product. Consider putting a little bit of plastic over the surface. It keeps them fresher longer. Okay, set that over there. And then I'm just gonna mix a bunch of this in. And you're gonna all ask me, how do I know how much? I know it until it's right. Meaning I know how dense I want the bead gel to look. I want it to dry looking like that. So I'm gonna have to be pretty generous with the amount of stuff I put in here, because otherwise I'll have just a few chunks of the plastic and a whole lot of clear medium that has dried. Okay, so I'm basically creating a texture similar to the Artsyville glass bead gel, only with a larger bead in it. So that's what we're looking like right in there. And then I have to apply it. Now let's see if I lost my applicator again, because I keep moving things and shifting them around, and then I have them 1 minute and they're gone the next. That is literally how everything I've done today has worked. And I found it, I'm so excited. Oh, it doesn't take much. So I took an old hotel room key, cut it in half, and we're using it as a scooper. Now, if you have other tools that do this, go use them. There's no problem. This just happens to be an inexpensive and disposable kind of trowel. It's very nice to have, you know, a couple of these around. I'm sure you've seen me say this before, but my mother used to travel a great deal when she was alive, and she'd keep all her hotel room keys and stuff for me so that I could use them exactly like I'm using now. She'd save them in a rubber band over the course of a year and stick them in my Christmas stocking. At the I mean, she's been gone for what, 4 or 5 years now. So even into my 50s, she was doing that. It was truly one of the best Christmas presents I would ever get each year. I still have tons of her old travel hotel keys. Some of them are from like Venezuela and South Korea. She was a dog show breeder, judge, and handler, so she literally traveled the world doing dog shows. It was pretty cool. I went to do stuff with her. I went to Crufts in the UK the very first year that the rabies ban was lifted, so we were some of the first Americans to show at Crufts at that point. It was awesome. It was so much fun. Not necessarily the dog show, the whole trip though. I mean, going to Crufts and doing, you know, that kind of an event in another country was so much fun. It was fun to see the different standards that they have in different countries on show dogs. I really enjoyed it. It was a very cool learning experience. And then once the dog shows were done, we toured museums and all kinds of great things. I mean, it was such a good trip. My mother liked to travel in style, so I truly never, ever had an awful place that I went to with her. So if it was awful, she had no fear of telling people that it was bad and to fix it. That was my mother. Alrighty. Almost done here. And then this is all going to dry completely clear. You saw the Santa one looks whitish, and that's because I took a little white pearl mica powder and just sort of buffed it over the surface, because this, even after drying overnight, the product is far from 100% cured. So just dusting a little mica powder on it, it just grabbed right on, no problem. All right, I'm almost done. And I'm not trying to smooth this out. I want it to look lumpy because I want it to look like, you know, the snow and ice is just sort of built up around the base of it. One little spot on the end of this to get. I want to make sure it's completely surrounded with the ice and that the letters are sort of coming out. So let me, I stuck my thumb in it. That's not what I meant to do. So look how cute that looks that way. Now this will turn clear, but if I wanted it to be whitish, I could come back over. I could have tinted the base white. I can come back in and put dust mica powder over it. I could have mixed mica powder into the gel medium. It all depends on what you want to do. I really wanted this to, at least some of these, to dry completely clear. So now we have our Mary, and I got to address one because we're going to do something, but I want to address one thing with you. Okay. So when I mixed stuff into this yesterday, there's no colorant added to my bead gel, but I added gold beads in here, and I was afraid it was going to do what it did. When it dried, it looked a little like yellow snow. I'm so proud of myself. And so I just dusted some pearl mica powder over it so it looked a lot less yellow. So really think about what you're going to add to stuff so that you don't have any surprises. So now we have this little bit of this product left. I'm going to show you what I know will be a more successful one than this one by mixing in some silver beads. We carry these. We're going to add a little silver bead in here. Not a lot, I just want a little extra shimmer to go with the green. And I do need just a touch more of the gel medium because otherwise it's going to end up a little bit too dry, I think. Might even want a few more of the other beads in here. I want to make sure I have enough to get over the entire surface. I might just need a hint more. Now, since I put no pigments or anything else in here, I don't worry about dipping back into a little spot over on the side. There was nothing stuck on here that I had to worry about cross-contaminating my can. And see, if you get too much bead in here without enough of the gel medium, you just create a clump of stuff that doesn't stick to anything. Think of like really super dry dough, and that's what happens. You have to have enough of the medium in here for it to spread onto a surface. Okay, so I mixed a little bit of the silver in here, and that when it dries, it'll be crystal clear and silver. Now, just because it's white like this, it will still be whitish tomorrow. It will still be whitish maybe for several days because that's very thick and has to dry and clear out. And it can take a little while. Be patient. All right, so we're gonna do this on the back of these. We're gonna get our Mary all beaded up. So we're doing some of our holiday decorating here at the studio, but at the house, I can't put up any holiday stuff for Christmas until after Thanksgiving. My husband would revolt. Thanksgiving is his personal favorite holiday. And we all love to cook the whole meal, and we're gonna be doing it much smaller this year, obviously. It'll probably just be my husband, my son, and me at our house. We might even just do Thanksgiving in our pajamas. That might be just how this year goes. And I'm okay with that. I have done many years of many big, formal, fancy, I've had sit-down dinners for 15 with fine china, crystal, and silver. This year, it's gonna be us hanging around. Just the three of us watching TV and football and movies and being together and, telling stories about, well, my husband and I'll tell stories to my son about Thanksgivings when we were kids, and my son has stories about when he goes to visit his dad for Thanksgiving. Things like that. We're just going to have a really mellow turkey day, I think, at our house. We're so bad. We've done Thanksgiving for so many years at our place. We don't even start planning the menu until the week before. Everybody else I'm like, on cooking groups, they're all talking about Thanksgiving. I'm like, yeah, it's a couple weeks away. I don't have to worry about it yet. What I do have to do is start baking Christmas cookies. I make Springerli, which is a traditional German cookie made with lemon and anise, and they are wonderful. And I'm the only one I know now in my family who makes them because my mother used to be the one who did it. And now it's become my job. And my son loves it, and my husband loves it, and my friends all love them, so can't skip that one. Okay, so here is, I'm going to turn around so it reads right for you guys. Here's our Mary. Look how cute that is. Just embedded in the ice. Now, we have these done, and they do need to be top coated because there's still foil adhesive a little bit exposed. There's a little loose mica powder, and then the bottom of this just looks like crud without being sealed. So I'm going to take some of our Faux Effects AquaGuard Gloss. Again, this is not the container it comes in. They come in quart jars and gallon jugs. This one is simply done this way to be for my convenience, so I can have a dip-in pot to work from and not worry about contaminating anything else. I'm just going to paint my S. Pay attention to when you're top coating too. Even on stuff like this, you don't want drips. I usually do the inside of all the letters first to seal them up, and then I go around the fronts and backs because that catches the drips. Get the inside of the A. And I'm telling you right now, these are truly craft and decorative projects. So some of the stuff that you would, if you were doing a piece of furniture, you'd be going very slowly and carefully, like painting the edges and stuff. This is a smaller craft item. Your speed on them is very welcome. Especially when you have a lot of them to do. And granted, I've been top coating stuff for decades, so not everybody does all this quite as fast as I do, and there are a lot of really talented people who are way faster than I am. They make me feel like slowpoke. I'm like, oh my God, how do you do that so flawlessly? So we're gonna I'm sort of dabbing this in here. Not that it needs, the gel mixture itself doesn't need to be sealed, but because I put the mica powder on it, the mica powder needs to be sealed. Otherwise, every time I grab it, I'm gonna get a little bit of a dusty coating on my fingers until it's all worn off. I don't want it to wear off, I want it to be sealed in. So I'm just pouncing in top coat, and it'll seal up just fine. Now I'm gonna wipe my brush off just to make sure I don't have any mica powder on it, or I could switch brushes. I'm not that concerned. And I'm gonna paint the bottom edge. And I know some of you are saying, you're sticking your fingers in where you just sealed. Well, it's okay, watch, I just fixed it. Now it's done. And we're gonna bring the cheer over, whoops. We're gonna bring the cheer over and we're gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna get the insides and the edges of everything first. And I do come back because there's always like a little pooled spot on something like this. So I come back and I brush it out. You don't leave it sitting there to dribble and run off. You do check for it. That's part of the process. Okay, I'm gonna take it this way. I don't remember if I even did the other side of those letters. I'll go touch it and feel. Nope, I didn't do the back. I'm an idiot. So I'll do this side, flip it over, do the other side. Take some of that off, that's too much on my brush. Turn around, come at it. The letters on this side. And you might not realize it, you usually have a lot of product on your brush when you're brushing a flat surface. The reason I had to keep dipping doing the sides is the sides are a little rough, so it would scrub it off my brush, and then I'd have to come back up and, you know, I'm coming back in and wiping any dribbles out because it wants to grab that way. It doesn't work the same way on a smooth surface. Much easier. So let me get the back of this as I'm talking to you about it, since I wasn't smart enough to do it the other when I had it in my hand a minute ago. now that's sealed up. All right, so we're gonna seal up. Let's try sealing up the bottom first and then pouncing into where I put the mica powder. Maybe that would be a little smarter. It's not hard to see how I cross-contaminate things, and that's why I have so many little jars of things like this around to keep me from making it worse. And this is gloss, so it'll keep the little crystals in there looking super shiny, which is how they would look if I hadn't put the mica on here. But I needed the mica to make it look a little less like yellow snow. Okay, let's get that up. Put that brush to the side, and we have this guy finished. Shifting that light angle, darn it. It's so stubborn. My lamp is so stubborn. So we got our cheer, we have Mary, we have Santa, and we have Noel, and Santa's backwards, I know. But we created those, and then we have created our fun peace sign. So we just finished up a whole bunch of really fun projects, and all of these items were $1 or less. 99 cents, 99 cents, 99 cents, 99 cents, all at Michael's, $1 from Dollar Tree. All right, let me flip this up, see if I missed any questions. So great to see you all. Hi, Dana, nice to see you. Everybody who's saying hi, I appreciate it. Yep, Dana, replay is in your future. I am doing just fine, although I'm a little disheveled today. It was physical therapy day this morning, which means that I don't get as much time to get dressed. So the look suffers a little bit. We'll survive it. I know you were all here for my fashion. Let's see. Hi, Desiree. Yes, you're going to have to check the replay. So I guess that's it. We're going to keep this a short one today. It's Friday. We're gearing into, oh gosh, yeah, I'm a genius. I just put AquaGuard in my ear. I'm so proud of myself. So everybody enjoy your weekend. We're going to be doing our contest starting, another contest starting on Thanksgiving weekend. We will be having a Thanksgiving weekend sale from Black Friday through Cyber Monday. There will be some specials. There'll be a different special on different days. There will be sales. There will be gifts with purchase. So there's all kinds of stuff going on. Do not miss it. Just want to gear everybody up for it. Clearly, even if you've purchased from me, we don't use our email list very often, so you don't get a whole lot of notifications. Almost everything that we do, we notify here on social media. It gets to more people. So we will be back tomorrow with more fun stuff, I hope. And I'll talk to you all on tomorrow's, oh gosh, it's Saturday. My son's going to be here, and we're going to be finishing our Christmas window. So our live might be me decorating the window. I'm not sure. Anyway, everybody, have a great Friday evening. Stay safe, stay well. Bye-bye.